everybody, my name is Ethan. Welcome back to the Go Battle League, where today we're going to be hopping back into the Great League featuring a team that a commenter suggested me to do. So I'm going to flash their name on screen right now. Hopefully you guys can see that and their comment. And if you want your team featured, leave it down below in the comment section and I will feature it like I am doing now. And just another little shout out, we just hit 260 subscribers, which is just absolutely wild, guys. I cannot fathom it. If you do want to support the channel, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please comment down below. You don't understand how much it actually helps the channel grow. So with that out of the way, let's get into the battles. We had a really good lead with the Jellicent into our Meganium. They ended up swapping in a Galvantula, and we have a really good answer to Galvantula in the back, that being Steelix. Now let's kind of go through this team really quick. This is the team that they recommended, that being Meganium, Noctowl, and Steelix. Now they didn't necessarily put the team move set, so I just kind of went with their move set that's recommended on PvPoke. But honestly, Steelix might want Earthquake. There were a couple situations where I would have rather had Earthquake than Psychic Fangs, but it's really up to you guys. We're going to be shielding up the Meteor Mash, and we have a ton of energy. They're going to concede the match. Hopping into the next one against Pokéjoss, we have a terrible lead. One of the things about Meganium is it is completely hard-walled by any flyer, right? So any flyer will hard-wall Meganium, and that is definitely a tough situation to have just because there are a lot of good flying types in Go Battle League. So that's why I would tend to recommend not to use Meganium, but Meganium can also hard carry games, so it really is depending. We're going to end up grabbing a shield there from the Shadow Ball. I'm going to swap in Steelix now, and I don't have to shield anything because of Steelix's wonderful typing here. So Sky Attack is barely going to do any damage, and because of the Dragon Tail, we're going to be able to farm this Altaria all the way down and leave this matchup with a little bit of energy here. What are they going to bring in now? They are going to bring in a steel type here, which is really, really tough because Meganium, besides the Earthquake, also gets walled by steel types. So that one is definitely very, very difficult. We're going to end up throwing the Crunch here, and we're going to get this Registeel down to half health. Now I am going to end up shielding here because the Crunches and the Dragon Tails are actually starting to add up just a little bit, not much. Registeel is a very tanky Pokemon, but each one of these Crunches is having the chance to drop the defense. It doesn't, but of course, but you know, it has the chance of dropping the defense. We're going to bring in Meganium, and they are going to have a Skarmory. So double Steel in the back, double Flyer, nowhere for Meganium to go. So we're going to get a really, really wonderful lead here into the Azumarill. They're going to swap in the Steelix, and I make a mistake here. You're going to want to swap in Noctowl here because the Shadow Claws will do 0 damage to Noctowl. I make this mistake, I think, one more time in this video. If you end up having a swap in of a Sableye, swap in the Noctowl so that the Shadow Claws do very, very little damage. We're going to end up shielding that Foul Play, and they're going to CMP tie here, which is really, really tough. I'm going to end up Foul Playing, and they're going to end up Foul Playing. I'm going to end up shielding, and we're going to get off the next Crunch, but now they're going to be able to farm us down one turn away from going to that Psychic Fangs there, which is very tough. They are going to end up throwing the Return most likely against our Noctowl. Tanks it pretty well. And we're going to be able to throw the Shadow Ball against the Azumarill here. Azumarill tanks that Shadow Ball like a charm, and they're going to be throwing against the Meganium. I might have caught a Play Rough or something. I don't. I actually catch something a little bit worse. And we bring in a Shadow Alolan Marowak. Will this Earthquake one-shot? Yes, it will. That is absolutely huge. And look at Meganium absolutely sweeping in the back. As you guys can tell, Meganium is one of those Pokemon that can just absolutely sweep a team or just absolutely get hard-walled. So we saw the hard wall in the first matchup. We saw a bit of a sweep in the second one. they're going to be swapping in a Lantern after we swap in our Steelix here. Obviously, Lantern has access to Surf now, which is definitely going to be doing a ton of damage. But we're going to have access to Crunch here, and I build up to the potential Earthquake just to see if they would go for it. They don't go for it, unfortunately. And now we're in a very tricky spot. Will this Surf KO? No, it doesn't, but it puts us really low. Fortunately, though, we are a ground type, so we double resist lightning type moves, or electric type moves, I should say. But they're even going to be able to farm us down. An electric type farming down a ground type, guys, that is just not something that you like to see. Now, we do hard wall Lantern with Meganium, which is really, really nice. But, of course, they have the Skarmory, which is just a brutal matchup for Meganium. We don't hit anything for, I guess, Earthquake hits for single resisted. So, that is that. We're going to throw the Sky Attack against the Skarmory. We need to start getting shields or something here. I'm going to end up using my last shield, going down 2 shields to 1. And that is because I have to try and get some sort of damage on this Skarmory because Meganium has nothing. The Shadow Ball ends up landing, which is absolutely huge. And they bring out a Trevenant here. Trevenant could definitely be very tricky, even though we hard wall it with Noctowl. I try to catch the potential Shadow Ball or the potential Seed Bomb with Meganium, and I don't get it. So this match is looking like a definite L here because we're going to have to get to 2 Sky Attacks and then another Sky Attack for the Skarmory. So I don't believe we're going to be able to win this one. We're going to be able to throw the Sky Attack here. We throw the Sky Attack and we get a little bit of Go Battle lag. They let the Sky Attack go through. And it's really, they're going to come back in and we're going to farm them down, guys. That is why you don't leave matchups ever. Sometimes people have to leave from the phone. They have to be like, oh, even though they won the match, they have to leave. So that's why you never leave, guys. Excuse me. So we are going to be going against a Galarian Stunfisk in the front, which is a really good matchup for Meganium, actually. And they're going to be bringing in a Jumpluff. So we're going to bring in our Noctowl against this just because Noctowl is a pretty bad matchup against Galarian Stunfisk. Our backline in total pretty much has a terrible matchup against all Galarian Stunfisks. So we're going to let this Aerial Ace come through and basically get us to 0 HP. But because we are a flying type and it is Mud Shot, they're going to have to throw a charge move here unless they want to take another Shadow Ball. So I am fine letting this Rock Slide go and bringing back in Meganium. Now Meganium has access to Frenzy Plant, which obviously does very good damage, but they actually catch the Frenzy Plant, which is pretty crazy on the Trevenant. We do have the Steelix though, and here's one of the reasons that you may want to run Psychic Fangs is it does just a little bit of damage and it also drops the defense of Pokemon. So we're gonna get Shadow Ball right there, but now it is going to be a GG because we are going to be able to wall that Galarian Stunfisk with the Meganium. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below which battle was your favorite, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.